Hello, I'm Addi Banks. Welcome to In the News. It is always a prideful celebration of ethnic culture, identity, and acceptance when festivals exalt the wonders that make them unique. However, this pride is undermined when we celebrate discontent from over there. Over there, meaning the better life destinations away from beloved homelands. That is what Spielberg's West Side Story heralds to me, an ADOS who would never speak for immigrants because there are none in my family. But I read the headlines, and this is my report. West Side Story was my all time favorite movie growing up, and I know every song. Therefore, a remake automatically soured me. However, whether I see it or not, the issues are so much bigger to me because it talks about homeland, race, and ethnic relations and the retelling of history. Steven Spielberg remade the 1961 West Side Story movie into what he considered a more politically and culturally and historically correct voice of Puerto Ricans in New York City and their American dreams. He tried to preserve culture but ditched stereotypes seen in the original 1957 play and movie. Of particular concern, centuries old stereotypes about Latinos that portrayed women as virginal and childlike or sexual and fiery, while the men were violent and clannish. Even the wonderful music has been changed to include a salsa beat as they criticize the original's lack of Puerto Rican music. But those who do not know, West Side Story is a love saga between ethnics. Tony, a white youth and member of the Jets gang, falls in love with Maria, an 18-year-old recently arrived from Puerto Rico, whose brother, Bernardo, is leader of the Sharks, the Hispanic gang. Spielberg rewrites iconic scene, and that is reason alone for me not to see it. Gang fights for Jets was to protect turf and American ideals of normalcy. For the Sharks, it was seeking their stake in America and inclusion. Ariana DuBois, a Afro-Latinx who plays Anita, stated, quote, "You see two groups of people who are inherently very different fighting each other, when really they actually have more in common. We all want love. We all want a safe place to go home. We all want just to be accepted for who we are." But focusing here on immigrant expectations from America, I begin to note inevitable disharmonies that plague America. First, language. This movie loudly states that Spanish is to be appreciated and includes a significant amount of Spanish dialogue and purposely omits subtitles, quote, to reflect experience of more than 40 million Latinos who speak both English and Spanish. But what of those who do not understand Spanish watching the movie? How do they understand and appreciate the flow of the story? And what's their point anyway? Now you don't understand? Many criticisms are presented here of the original West Side Story, including casting only one Puerto Rican, Rita Moreno, who portrayed Anita in 1961 and won both a Golden Globe and Academy Award. The article states that screenwriter Tony Kushner worked with Spielberg to correct the original's musical and historical contexts around the Puerto Rican experience, and issues of racism and racial hostility. But in one of their added scenes, animosity is stirred when Jets vandalize a mural with the Puerto Rican flag and quotation from a Puerto Rican independent movement leader. It is in Spanish, but reads, "The homeland is value and sacrifice." Value and sacrifice. Yet the evidence is that it is not sacrifice enough to make it your promised land. The flag on the mural is light blue, the original color of the Puerto Rican flag before the US colonization in 1898. The article states that this drives militancy among sharks angry about the takeover, but they're delighted in being citizens. They sing the original anthem with revolutionary lyrics that allude to a free Puerto Rico penned 3 years after the US colonized, yet proudly claim the benefits of citizenship while expressing discontent with America. Sanchez Corral said that really sets the stage for the mindset of the young men who are in the Sharks. A more sober look at the American dream. Again, from the article, Chino, a shark, wrestles with trying to believe in the American dream and resenting the way he's treated because he's Puerto Rican. A tension that unleashes some of the film's most climatic sequences. This internal conflict crystallizes when he delivers one of his most startling lines. Gringos sooner or later kill everything. You mean the gringos that you voluntarily elected to live among? Like Chino, Bernardo's girlfriend, Anita, begins by believing in the American dream, but after a hateful encounter with the Jets, asserts her Puerto Rican identity and completely rejects assimilation. Anita's initial hope for a better life in the mainland is expressed in the iconic musical number America. And Bernardo becomes skeptical about having access to significantly better opportunities here. Yet none of them return to the homeland. David Alvarez, who plays Bernardo, said the song America reflects the differences of opinion among Puerto Ricans, as well as in other migrant and immigrant communities, about what's better. He states, is it better to stay in America where people don't accept you? Or is it better to stay in your country where you're not living a free life, but you're more accepted within that community? That's why I love this number, he says, America, because it has these two different ideologies, these two people who think differently. In today's critical analysis of everything, no matter what you present, it will not be good enough. Fundamentally, I feel for people who are disappointed with over there. Alvarez stated two options only: America or poverty and lack of freedom at home. How sad to believe that a better life can only be found in America or other place outside of your homeland. How sad to believe that your homeland is incapable of providing you a better life. Even sadder is believing that trust in God is not enough to achieve restoring or building the homeland you were given. Also today I read Deuteronomy 15:11, that the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore, I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thine hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to the needy in thy land, in thy land. How the world would be transformed if every nation and every homeland made their poor a priority. All of us deserve to live blessed, full lives, lives of acceptance. The question is, where is the most appropriate place to find this for yourself and your family? Why subject your beautiful children to abuse in a foreign land? On December 12th, this headline appeared: West Side Story struggles at the box office. Headlines could become self-fulfilling prophecy. It further notes that TMZ reported Spielberg's West Side Story flops. This is Addi Banks. Love, respect, and do no harm to others.